my name is Phillip Martin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And please do subscribe. I would love to get to, if I get to 500 subscribers, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell you what I think happens when you die. And I think I'm right. Well, of course I think I'm right, because I'm going to tell you what I think, because I think I'm right about everything. But that's just me for you. It does drive my wife nuts. I have to tell you, I genuinely think I'm right about everything. But sometimes, even though I think I'm right, I am shown to be wrong. And I'm going to give you one of those examples right now. On a video I did recently, I talked about this tweet. Let me pull it up. Boink. That apparently went out from the BBC staff portal, saying that we're Russian bots and extreme right-wing people. So I did no research before I put it in. I've still done no research. A lot of people pointed out that Russians are spelt wrong. So if this is an official BBC staff portal Twitter feed, you would expect that Russians would be spelt right. So it's probably fake. It's probably fake, and I am sorry. I am genuinely sorry that I didn't research. I don't research anything. I'll tell you the truth. I just go, well, I think that's true, and I say it. Which does get me in trouble quite a lot. Also, but I have to tell you, people make a big deal about apologizing. I really don't get it. I had this thing in my local synagogue recently where I I got a bit out of line. There was a thing going on which I wasn't happy about, and I angrily denounced our rabbi because I really thought he was wrong. But I went too well. I did a lot of things, but I went way too far. I scorched earth. So I apologized to the community. I did this really massive, big apology. Although some people are still like, well, no, you can't say sorry for that. I'm like, really? Well, I'm not joking. One guy who I thought was a friend of mine said, it's like if you raped the rabbi's wife. I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's not. I really don't think that's a comparable thing. But okay, God bless him. That's what he thinks. That's what he thinks. But anyway, people came up to me after I apologized and said, wow, so incredible. Honestly, really, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal to apologize. I didn't check this thing. I said it. I intimated it was true. Again, look, I'm a guy screaming at his computer in his basement. I'm not a news source. That's just what it is. But I'm going to be giving you some news, and I want you to all believe it implicitly in a minute. Okay, so that's just that's just what's going to happen. Next thing, by the way, I also want to thank. Who do I want to thank? What's his name? Looking it up. Tony Gomersel. Tony, thank you very much. He contacted me to tell me that Rotten Tomatoes has scrubbed their scores again. Really, dude? Rotten Tomatoes. You can't protect people from you can't. If somebody does something that's objectively awful and people don't like it, you can't protect them from it. We're not Russian bots, okay? Even though that tweet probably not true. I know. Yeah, the reason people believed it is because you guys keep saying we're Russian bots or right-wing extremists. Speaking of right-wing extremists, who doesn't love a bit of Syl? Syl, the villain, the capitalist villain from the 1980s series, Vengeance on Varys and Trial of the Time Lord Mind segment. He also went on in a couple of Big Finish. So this is an independent production with Syl, played by Nabil Shaban, written by Phillip Martin, who's the author of all the Syl stories, I believe. I'm not sure he did all the Big Finish ones. Also got Sophie Aldred in it as a sexy Draconian. So, go figure. Although, the sexiest Draconian of all time was in the Doctor Who magazine comic strip when it was still in black and white. I believe drawn by John Ridgway. It would have been late 80s, early 90s. There was a really cool story, Sixth Doctor story, where you see it from different people's perspective. And one of them was a Draconian warlord whose daughter had been kidnapped by another warlord, and she was super hot. Okay, that's the sexiest Draconian of all time. If you're thinking about if you're interested in who it was, go ahead and check it out. You know what? I will try and put in the show notes the volume you can find that in, because I have them all. Where is it? Let me move my chip. Let me check over here. I think I have it right. Where is it? Right here. Okay, there it is on one of these volumes. It's one of those ones. I'll look it up and I'll find out. I'll put it in the video notes. Okay, finally, 4.5 minutes, nearly 5 minutes in, and we're just getting to the bloody subject. So if you're new to our channel, I apologize for waffling. I'm waffling a bit more to apologize. Oh, so yeah. Okay, fine. Still, do you want to win this? If you want to win this, it's an independent production. It's it's very very Sil. It's very. If you like Sil, this is for you. All you have to do to win it is subscribe to the channel. Subscribing being the important part, and leave the hashtag marshmallows. That again, all the instructions will be in the video notes. Okay. All that housekeeping over. Let's get into what we're talking about, which is ratings. So, listen. If you're a Jodie Whittaker fan, if you're really loving this Chris Chibnall era Doctor Who, the news isn't good. Okay, the news is very, very bad for you guys. It's yeah, okay. She's not popular. That's just that's just math. Math says she's not popular. She's not popular, and I'm kind of happy she's not popular because I hate this era with every fiber of my being. I think the Doctor should represent the best aspirations of humanity. And right now, she's representing what's currently the worst of humanity. She is a blue check Twitter Taliban imbecile, and I don't know why they objectively do write her and play her as an imbecile, as like somebody who makes mistakes. Like that first trailer they had of her when she broke the glass ceiling and all the pieces fell down, and she had that that sort of look like. Yeah, that I don't know why they think that was a good idea. It's like. It's not authoritative, It doesn't breed confidence in you. Okay, so yeah, my premise is that she is the least popular Doctor. I think we have the math to prove it now. So let's go into it in detail. Let's turn this on. So this is the current ratings. Okay, so before we really get into the ratings, let's break down what it is we're looking at. So first we have this. It's called the overnights. Where's this go? 1 second. I just deleted my camera. Oh, there you go. We have this called the overnights. It's literally the people who watched it live as it aired in the UK. And you will notice an ongoing thing with this, that they do keep going down and down in number. They're low and they remain low. So the next thing you have is consolidated. This one, which is after 7 days, how many people watched it on iPlayer. And it does get a bump from that. And then you have this thing called, what's it called again? Called 4Screen Plus. There you go. Which I don't really understand this one. Okay, I'm going to be frank. I really don't understand this one. But I'm comparing these figures to the Capaldi figures. And before I get to 4Screen, there's also this thing called AI, which is what was it? Appreciation Index. It's basically a number that says if people liked it or not. 85 and above is considered very, very good. Below that, less so. And we can dive into those metrics later. Fine. So I'm comparing the 2020 season to this one, the 2017 season, which was Capaldi's, which was the lowest rated up until now. And so the only thing I'm doing differently is comparing this number, the L plus 28, to this number, the 4Screen. So I'm just comparing this between two. If you want, we can just look at the overnights, or we can look at the consolidated. I think looking at overnights is disingenuous. But if you want, we can just compare the consolidated. I think these two figures are comparable. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Okay, look, I'm not a statistician. That's really the bottom line. Fine. So let's first let's talk about why do ratings matter. This is something I first started to notice. Let's turn this off until we get back in. This is something I first started to notice on Facebook yesterday when the ratings started coming out. People who are like Jodie said, "Well, ratings don't matter. Who cares? Ratings, schmating." And then they said a whole bunch of other stuff as well, which I'm going to go into this room. So here's a reason why these ratings matter. Because you screamed that they mattered non-stop for like a year and a half, 2 years. Doctor Who came out in 2018, this iteration of it. I was really on board for it. I was really excited for it. But I was very disappointed for it. And this wasn't a knee-jerk reaction. It took me to episode 5 before I said, "Oh my god, this is truly awful." And by episode 10, I was like, "Oh, this is horrible." You could see the audience reaction just drop like a stone in the audience figures. But But because they had incredibly high ratings for the first couple of episodes, they had a very high season average. And they said, look, highest season average in years. So it's a complete success. The only way is a complete success. Anybody who says otherwise is a racist, sexist. Actually, somebody just said that to me yesterday on Facebook. Said, oh, you found a menace, so you must be a racist, sex. I mean, literally, I think that's what they said. It's so crazy. It's so sad as well. Now, so we said, but wait a minute, are you not noticing the incredible drop off in ratings? It started very high and then it went nosedive. And to which they very cleverly responded, la, 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 I'm not listening, I'm not listening. Ah! And so, fine, you didn't listen. Okay, so now the ratings for this season started where the last year's left off, which were dismal, and they've continued to fall. They continue. Oh, so the other argument they will use is, listen, ratings in general for television is going down. There's all different the reasons why. Here's the reason why I think ratings for TV is going down. People are going to less movies. Entertainment generally has much less of a pull than it used to have because you're all obsessed with your political ideology. You all are convinced. No, I might say all. People in the entertainment industry are all convinced that Nazis have secretly taken over the world and brainwashed everyone, and they have to scream from the rooftops to wake us up from our insomnia, I don't know, our dotage. You know, or if we're not blindly following them and being duped by by I don't know, Boris Johnson or Trump or whoever, then it's then we're complicit with them and we're racist too. So that's just kind of bonkers. But again, that's the reason why I think a lot less people are watching TV in general. And I think it's reflected in the viewing figures of Doctor Who, which is pretty much a terrible example of how this trend has gone. So let's look at these ratings for a moment. So we're going to go back to turn this on again. We'll go back to this figure, okay? We're going to go for the 4-screen plus. So we start off at first let's look at the depreciation. So we start at the overnights, 4.88. Not great, not great at all. But they will always get a bump from the console, the iPlayer rating, which is fair enough. People do watch TV, consume TV in a different way nowadays. So the consolidated, the 7-day one, you went from 4.88 to 6.7. That's a considerable bump. That's nearly just under 2 million. All right, that's and then when you go to the 4-screen plus, it got a 2.011 million bump, which is pretty darn good. But if we look as how things go, as the ratings continue to fall, we got 4.488, 4.6, 419, 404, 421, 397, and now 381. Fine. But look at the bump it gets. Let's go over to, we'll just go straight to this one over here. So now it's getting, well, let's look at episode 6. Which was that one? Was it, Praxius? Oh, God, what an awful episode. That got 397, and then it got bumped up to 522 with the 4 screen. So that gives it a 1.25 million bump, which is pretty low. It's dropped 750,000. It's dropped over 750,000. That means people are just less interested in the series. So they want to say, well, this is in line with Capaldi's ratings. Nah, not so much. Let's go over here to Capaldi's. So the lowest overnight, he definitely got lower overnight. So the lowest one he got was Eaters of Light, which was 2.89. I'm not sure what that was. Was there something on the other day, on the same day when the people were watching? That's something I really got on it. But 2.89, very, very low. However, you'll see when it gets to the consolidated, it got a massive bump, like a nearly 2 million bump on just the consolidated, and then it goes up to 5.12. That's a 2.23 million bump. That's a significant bump. That's 1 million more than Whittaker's getting. Also, if you look at the depreciation, in ratings for Capaldi. It's far less. It starts off at 5.72, 5.7.2. I got literally every number wrong in that. There was no 7.24, and it eventually goes all the way down to 5.6. The lowest was 5.12, which I'm really hoping Whittaker's ratings will drop below. So again, it lost about 2 million people, a little bit more, 2.1 million people. That's from 7 million. That's what, about a 20? It's between a 20 and 30% drop. Okay, Whittaker's drop has been consistently 50% or more. It's significantly low. And again, if we're going to look at AI here is they're all excellent. Nothing goes below 81. We have at least 185, 184, and they're 83s. But if you compare the Whittaker AI, they're low. They're low. You have 77, 79, 78. You have 183, which is the highest one, which had Captain Jack in it and Dr. Ruth, which kind of smacked of desperation. So yeah, it's not good. So then let's turn this off, and we'll talk about it more globally. So then if you look at the ratings for the evening, it gets even worse because Countryfile, that boring piece of crap they have on before it, that I watch the last 5 minutes of each week. That gets about an overnight in the fives, like 5.2, 5.12, 5.3. And then it dips. It goes down when it hits Doctor Who. As soon as Doctor Who comes on, they lose like 1 million to 2 million viewers. And then as soon as Doctor Who finishes, it goes up again. You have Call the Midwife that gets in the sixes. So it gets like we're talking about overnights right now. That gets like a 3 million bump. So it's just not doing right. Doctor Who, Jodie Whittaker Doctor Who is a failure. It's just that simple. It's a failure. We've been saying it's a failure right from the beginning. It is a failure. And if you like it, God bless you. I'm happy that you like it, but it's failed. It's failed to capture the public's imagination. Yeah, and that's without even factoring in that Capaldi's run was on a much harsher time slot. Saturday night, much harder to get viewers than a very cushy Sunday night slot, which you can see it's very well supported. It leads into a very popular drama and Countryfile. How? I still can't believe that gets in the 5 millions in the overnights. It's true that Capaldi's seasons also saw a significant drop off. I think that's probably for two factors. One, Capaldi just doesn't have the sex appeal that Matt Smith or David Tennant had. It's just that simple. Matt Smith and David Tennant were both incredibly charismatic and attractive people. They really were. So they drew a large male audience and a large female audience. Jodie Whittaker seems to be repelling both the male and the female audience. And also I think that's where woke culture really started to come into entertainment, and I think that started hitting. But also I really think Sherlock, which was fantastic at the same time that Capaldi's years were running. And I want to be clear, I freaking love the Capaldi years. I'm in the middle of doing a major rewatch of it. I've done his first two seasons. They are so much better than I remember them. Listen, I recommend going back and looking at them really so much. They're so much better than I recall. And I think they actually got better with each season, which I know is an unpopular opinion. And I freaking love Twice Upon a Time. That was I'm actually going to do a more in-depth review of that. But okay, whatever way you want to slice the numbers, it's almost impossible that that season 12 won't have the lowest average rating of any season in over 30 years, probably over 30, 40 years. And I really got to go back and look at the ratings of the classic series when it was really tanking. But yeah, it's almost impossible that it won't be the lowest rating. Right now, if you look at the lowest rated episodes since the 2005 revival, the number 2 and number 3 spots, or the the second and third lowest rated episode of all time have all been in this season. I'm really hoping that when next week they're going to dip under 5.12. And we'll get the absolute they will have the lowest rated episodes ever. So she'll be the lowest rated Doctor, lowest season rating. She's not successful. She's not successful. She's not popular. I really don't know why people do like her. But I mean, they rabidly like her. I don't know what they like about this Doctor who is utterly clueless and stupid and bumbling. I don't understand. And she's not commanding in any way. Every time she does a serious face, they put a serious face on Doctor Who magazine. I want to laugh. She's so not intimidating. Which is sad. It's just kind of sad. And again, I was really up for there being a female Doctor. I thought it was an interesting idea. Am I still up for it? I guess I am, but I don't know. I really hope they fail so incredibly titanically that they have no option but to just go back to basics and admit they're wrong. But I don't think they're going to do that because the entertainment industry is not filled with humility. Let's say, you don't get humble people working in television. And I've never met Chris Chibnall, but I understand. My guess is he's probably not a very humble person. By the way, massive shout out to the Chibs parody video on YouTube. Absolutely freaking incredible. Love it. I can't remember who did it, and I should have looked up before. But you, sir, are a genius. Everybody should run and give that a view. Like it, subscribe. And if you're liking and subscribing, hey, baby, I'm over here. Just click that button. Click that button for your Uncle Sophie, the Rabbi from another planet. If you have any comments, let me, again, if you're a Jodie fan and I've upset you, I apologize I upset you. Really, I don't want to be mean. But I would love to talk to you guys, because again, if we love Doctor Who, there's more that unites us than divides us. And let's just talk. I don't get it. I'm not getting what anybody likes. And I don't want to harass you, because, it's a subjective judgment, liking or disliking. There's just so many things in this era which I think is vile and awful. I can't get behind it at all. On top of portraying the Doctor as an idiot, just why? I say in every video I make, why have the first female Doctor and then play her like an idiot? I don't understand. How is that good for emancipating women? Not that I particularly think women need any more emancipating than men do, quite frankly. My name is Phillip Martin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.